Hey, what's up? Hope all is well. It's Wayne. Let's talk some games. And today I wanted to talk about people's inclination or weird fascination with speaking on things that they, one, don't really know about, or two, don't care to learn about in reality. And I find that a lot on the internet, whether it's many form of entertainment, video games, music. If there's an opinion to be had, someone's gonna have an opinion, whether they believe in it or not, really. And a lot of things I see are just parroted ideas from other people's favorite influencers and all that jazz, which is cool. It's great to have people you're in agreement with, but at the source of it all, do you really know what you're talking about? Especially with video games, because I think that's where a lot of the distrust for journalism and gaming journalism over time has happened, because it gets to a point where people are speaking on things that they don't know or they didn't spend much time experiencing firsthand. And it's just weird to me. It's odd because aren't you better off either asking questions to learn about the situation or really just not speaking on it? Like, it's okay. For example, the Switch 2. I only speak on things that I know firsthand. And as much as I've been enjoying and loving the Switch 2 as a full experience, I'm not a big super tech savvy guy. So even when the Switch 2 was getting announced and the specs were coming out and they were talking about a new Nvidia chip, guys, I don't have much to say on that because, for one, even in my PC background, I know how to like take apart my laptop and put it back together, but that's really on some basic cleaning. So I'm not gonna try and fabricate or do some pseudo research about how this chip is better than the Switch 1, and because that's not where my genuine interest in gaming comes from. I'm enjoying playing the games or even improved hardware, like, and it's not that hard to admit when you don't know something. I'm not sure if it's a general consensus of ego tripping, or I know nobody wants to appear wrong or nobody wants to downplay themselves, but
Yes, sir.
everybody loves to speak on the perk of being humble and XYZ, right?
Yes,
But in that same breath, people are scared to admit when they're wrong. At what point are you real? You really need to stick to what you know and stick to your guns. You don't need to have an opinion for everything under the sun. And maybe I'm on hots a little bit because there was a lot of great news, a lot of great game announcements for the upcoming like 3 months. We're eating good. But then I go online, scroll, swipe a little bit, and I'm seeing like, all right, you've never played Kingdom Hearts. So when Nintendo did their direct and the Kingdom Hearts trailer dropped, or the Kingdom Hearts are getting moved native to Switch 2, okay, you don't understand the hype. Cool. That's dope. But don't downplay and speak on it like because you don't get the hype or you've never played Kingdom Hearts. You see Disney and you're like, "Oh, it got to be trash." Oh, whoop-de-woo. Like, I've seen comparisons of Kingdom Hearts to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Hello? Tetsuya, where? How? Bugging out. And it's weird to me because I'm 29 at this point. So like I literally saw Kingdom Hearts come out. I waited half my life at one point for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm waiting another half right now for Kingdom Hearts 4, right? And there's like a huge culture aside from just the game itself, even beyond the soundtrack to the game. As a musician, like, you don't, if you know hip hop, you know the importance of like video games and hip hop and anime and the influence. So imagine how many times Simple and Clean has been sampled. You feel me? Like, imagine how impactful that game, that opening theme was so hard that Real Ones was like, yo, let me take that to the booth, chop it up real quick. That's power. That's not something, that's probably like level 3 fandom. You're not gonna get that deep. It's cool. I don't expect every person to get that deep. But if you're not that deep, don't slander it because you don't understand. Huh? Who? Okay. And that's one serious example I could say like firsthand kind of hit me because I've been in game chat chopping it up with a few homies and stuff, and I'm like, what? And there's even times like, let's take it on the reverse. There was the Xbox showcase, right? And I've had an Xbox 360, but even when I was on my 360 heavy in life, I have a weird taste. Like I'm playing JRPGs, I have like action and arcade games on my 360, but I was never big into like outside of what MW3 and Call of Duty Ghosts. I wasn't into first person shooters. So like Halo bypassed me. I'm good off that. Gears of War bypassed me. I'm good off that. But there's a huge hype for Gears of War E-Day. So first off, I know I don't have the Xbox anymore. I'm tapped into the Xbox Showcase because I'm looking out for what games could be porting over to Switch off top. But I understand the hype and the fandom behind Gears of War. So am I like surprised that they open, boom, we dropping Gears of War on your head top. Wow. No, I sat down, and even as someone who doesn't play the game, I'm not a fan, but I'm able to appreciate and even just recognize like, oh, this is fire. Like this looks crazy. It's obviously like a development from what I could recall way back in my Xbox days. So, all right, cool. Next, my homies is like, oh, what you think? Da da da. I don't really play Gears of War. It looks good. It looks nice. I hope y'all have fun. One of my boys was super gassed for it. Big ups to Wiz. He was super gassed for it. Not he's a big Xbox head. Like, so of course he's going in, like he's giving a full breakdown, detail, lore, backstory. And me as a person, his level of appreciation for that series gives me respect for that series and makes me look at it like, okay, cool. Let me do a bit more research or homework. But I don't have to fake the funk. I'm not gonna, oh yeah, it must be blah blah. No, bro. Enjoy your energy. I respect your energy. Keep it. That's you. That's your personal experience with the game. Like, and that's one thing about video games as a whole. Despite how many opinions or reviews or how many critics go through and give you a breakdown analysis, it will never align with your own personal experience holding the controller or in playing the game, because it's a subjective experience. Like these art forms are, it's the same thing as music. Like we could both listen to the same song back to back at the same time for the first time and have two completely different opinions, dog. Like it's okay. And I feel like online, especially like the general gaming community, we've kind of lost that individualism as a whole. And I'm not sure how or when along the way, but I can say that everybody's trying to have the same opinion or be on the same side of the fence when it comes to something like art. And it's not that black and white. There's plenty of gray area. Everybody's opinions matter to extents and degrees, but also respect the fact that every opinion has a different degree of like understanding to it, you know? Like there's surface level, there's core, there's deep, there's icebergs, you know? And more than anything, I think it's important to maintain that individualism even when expressing opinions and not be scared to have the weird opinion. For example, in the group chat, it's an inside joke that I play trash games, right? And by trash, we are not talking about, oh, severe, oh, get it out of here, set it on fire, run it away. No, it's subjective. And the reason it came about is because I'll throw up my screen on the screen share and I be playing some weird things sometimes. Like for one, Pokemon, it started with Pokemon because objectively speaking, I love Pokemon. Like that's one of my top 5 games of all time. Personally, it's because I grew up with it. It's one of my first games. It's always been there and like I like it. Point blank period. I like it. But I could also tell you that Digimon Time Stranger is definitely a better turn-based game than the last 3 Pokemon games, all in all. Like, as a whole game, one-to-one, if you line up the last 3 generations of Pokemon next to Time Stranger, despite all the growths in Digimon has, boom, even Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, boom, knocked it out the park. And I can say that with confidence knowing because I've played and had great experiences with both of these games to compare and contrast. Like the Digimon Time Story demo for Switch has been out for like what 2 weeks at this point. I have over 10 hours in it. It's only the demo. I've been going crazy. Imagine when the game comes out. Then speaking back on Nintendo IPs, a lot of Nintendo IPs are at their core multiplayer game experiences, whether it be couch co-op or split screen XYZ. Now we have Wi-Fi, so we're over wireless in our own comfort. And I'm not like most of my library is single player games, So even with the Switch 2 and like getting into game chat, now I'm really like, even when I had the 360, my library was predominantly single player games. The few multiplayer games I had was specifically to chop it up with the homies, for real, for real. And then I had a personal like, I vibed with Call of Duty Ghosts because of what was it, Extinction, fire, fire. Moving forward, it's kind of like the same vibe I'm on Switch 2 because like inherently with Nintendo, a lot of your games will be multiplayer, but like more times than not, we're in game chat, and especially since like late spring, this summer started, I've been locked in on these RPGs, single player mode, going crazy, like back in my bag. In between, I'll play small lands, get with the homies, play some fighting games, like always chop it up. But like back to the individualism, like I'm known for playing trash games. So like there's another game, Full Metal Schoolgirl. I'm playing the demo of that. It's a dope game. Shout out to what, D3? They put that out. Cool. It's a roguelike. I'm not sure if it's a roguelike, whatever you guys want to chop it up. But third person shooter, you're going up random floors and you go until you die. You get upgrades, try again until you win, That type. And it's called Full Metal Schoolgirl as a joke on like I think it's hilarious because handling in the game itself, it's very much fun. It gives me like arcade run through short session vibes, cool. But it's like Gooner slop hilarity. Like I look at it as a whole joke of a trash game, right? Full Metal Schoolgirl, check it out at your own dismay. Do your thing, right? But that's like a shooter game I have in the tuck, and I'll play that on my commute in between like doo doo doom. So I'm in group chat playing the demo, and Dimitri and SK like, yo, what you playing? What is that, Wayne? And I put them on. My boy SK, boom, immediately copped. Fun, cool. Cause even though it's a quote unquote trash game, it's a fun experience to play. It's not taking itself too serious. And that's another thing, like often with music, like video games, like art, scribble books, like picture books, and like exist for a reason. Not everything needs to take itself too serious. Dr. Seuss, one of the greatest to ever do it. One Fish, Two Fish, Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham. As great as these books are, it's because they don't take themselves too serious. And I believe that with everybody trying to be so strong held in their opinions and stakes and claims to what they love about these video games, you gotta take a step back and realize, like, did you have fun with it? And not everything is supposed to be so serious. Like, I could even go back to bringing up that crazy IGN review of Mouse PI for Hire. Like, dog, you over here giving it a whole theatrical breakdown analysis. It's a cartoon about mice. There's gonna be cheese jokes. The story is actually pretty dope for what it is. The detective run through, I had a lot of fun with it. It was cool piecing the keys together. But and even the mini games and the side quests in between, it was dope. But that game doesn't take itself too serious, and that's the love of it, because it's a very well great executed game, hand drawn. You could tell it was a labor of love. They clearly put they foot in that one. But it doesn't take itself too serious, bro. It's a mouse game. You feel me? And that's the fun of it. That's why I can appreciate it. but so and so, whoever reviewed that, maybe when they thought they were gonna go into some crazy Law and Order SVU crazy scenario detective boom boom Matlock no, dog. I don't know how, but everybody's different. Maybe when we both saw that trailer, that's how he saw it. I saw it as a joke. In a good way. I like to laugh. That's the point of jokes. Like, the jokes came across and they did their thing. Definitely worth the money, full price I paid, drop that. And I'm looking forward to what they do next. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I feel like just have fun with it. Don't forget, we're talking about video games, we're talking about art, expressing, and never forget, take a step outside yourself and like just look around. But that's how I feel. Where y'all at with it? Leave a comment, like, subscribe down below. Let's talk about it.